Hi and welcome back. Today, this video, we're going to go over the basics of setting up for the bobbin lace, and in this case we're going to do a pricking. I am working with the Torsion workbook by Bridget M. Cook, and the specific pattern that we are going to do is on page 10 if you're interested. It looks this is the final piece, and then over here this is the pattern that I printed and have ready to go on the pillow. I will also put this down in the description so you have it if you're interested in purchasing the book and following along yourself. And so since this is the first, one of the first patterns I printed out, I put it on paper and then I stapled it to cardstock on the back. And I also like putting in where it came from, the page, and all of that. So with this, as you continue on and get into it, if you're better, instead of doing it this way, having it on a cardstock like this so that it's not two layers, is just one, is better. But again, I'm kind of showing you starting out how I did it, as kind of a way in case before you want to drop all the money on it, on this hobby. So the main thing we want to do is for our pricking, because this is going to move around as we go and we want it to stay stable. So we are going to take our pins and we are going to get our one pin and we are going to put it in the top corner. Put it in there so it's nice and sturdy. And we're just going to do that for all four corners. And the bottom corners are down here, a little bit off screen, just because it's a very long pattern. So then we have this up here. So the next step is you're going to want to get your pricker. And I had shown you two previously. So this one we have the pricker, the needle this way, and this is what we are going to prick our pattern with. So as you go, you will see there are these little dots, and let's see if we can bring this closer. Yeah, that is better, I think. So you can see these little dots here, 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 all these little dots. These are where your pins are going to go in the lace, and this is where we want to prick. And as you can see, this also has numbers on it. Some patterns won't, some patterns will. This is just telling you the way we're going to be going with the pattern. So if you see this line here, we're going to follow this down and kind of go that way on the pattern. A lot of people like to follow the pattern and just kind of go, you know, as the pattern does, as you would go through it, which is a good way to kind of learn the pattern, and others just kind of prick it however which way. So with the pricking, we're going to start in this top right corner here, where this one is, and then you're going to go and you're going to do 90 degrees so you can sort of see, I'll go to my left hand, how it's nice and straight, and we're going to just kind of straighten it, and then we're going to put it in. It's pricked. The pricking is 90 degrees, and we want it to be nice and straight, because that is the most important part, is where our pins are. It lends itself the strength to our lace, and so if we want our lace to be even and consistent, we have to make sure our pricking is consistent. And so with that, we'll go to the next one, and up here we'll prick that, the next one here, and my hand is in the way, so we're going to try to move this. Alright, and I moved my camera a bit at an angle here, so it's not straight on how it was before. It's kind of off at this angle, just to hopefully my hand won't be in the way because I'm right-handed. So then we will go up to the D, and then we prick that, come out, go here nice and straight, prick that, this one here, straight, prick, go down, prick, prick. And I am going the direction that the pattern would go. So I'm kind of following the lines as if I was bobbin lacing, because this is how it would go when I'm normally bobbin lacing. And that way you tend to work on diagonals in bobbin lace, so I'm kind of working it how I'd expect the pattern to go. You could also look at the book, see the patterns, and kind of see how it's going to be able to prick correctly if you want to prick in the way the lace will be working. And we'll do that. And you want to make sure you're nice in the center of each circle, so that you are pricking correctly. And then you just kind of go and prick the whole pricking. Alright, and once you've pricked the whole thing, you will take this out. And this little doohickey I got is a not bobbin, a pin pusher and puller, so it kind of will pull up any pins that are flush down, and it can even push it down as well. And that is super helpful. Definitely not required, but will end up being a really helper in the long run. And it's just a pin pusher puller, little circular here that kind of gets the pin, pulls it up, and pushes it in. And so now that this is pricked, we want to check the pricking before we get all set up with our bobbins. Usually I put this up to the light of the ceiling to look through, which is hard to show on a video. So I have my phone flashlight instead, and put that there. And let's see, can you see? I sort of see it. Let me see. So you can kind of see that the light is going through each pinhole. And as we go through, we're kind of checking each pinhole to make sure that it's there. Definitely easier to do this at the light and the ceiling. I'm just kind of show you how you can see if anything, there's any like holes that we need to fix. And this one I know there's nothing missing because I've used it before. But let's see. No, all of you are fine. Trying to find one that isn't pricked. Ah, here we go. So this one isn't pricked, and as you see, the light does not go through the holes, so we know exactly which holes we can prick. Whereas on like this one, we can see that the holes are all see-through very well with the light. And that's just a check to make sure your pricking is done properly, and if you missed any, you go back and you prick and then check again just to make sure that you have it all. And that is the basics of pricking a pattern for bobbin lacing. If you liked this video and want to see more, click subscribe. And if you would like to support an artist, I have linked my Patreon link down below. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.